The City Council regular meeting for the City of Wyoming, Minnesota, March 17th, 2026. Let the record reflect we do have a quorum. Member Luger, Member Onstad, Member Yeager, and Mayor Iverson are present. Member Schilling is absent. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Is there anybody here for open forum? I'm assuming you're not. So, okay, sounds good. What I'd like to do, Council, is I would like to make an amendment to the agenda. I'd like to add a number 13 onto our agenda, and that would be to consider authorizing the refurbishment and repair of the City of Wyoming aerial fire apparatus by Rosenbauer and Blaine Brothers in the amount of $296,882.99. So we need to make a motion on that, correct? Okay, so I'll make the first on that. We need a second. We have a second. All in favor for that addition? Aye. Opposed? We have that on the agenda. All right, moving on to approval of minutes. Number 1, consider approving the minutes of the regular meeting of the Wyoming, Minnesota City Council for March 3rd, 2026. If there are no comments or questions or changes, do we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion by Member Onstad. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Member Luger. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So approved. Consent agenda. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Does anybody wish to pull an item from the consent agenda? Seeing none, we need a motion to approve consent agenda 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion by Member Onstad. Do we have a second by Member Luger?
Yep.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So approved. Moving on to receipts of reports of officer, boards, commissions, and department heads. Number 7, 8, 9, and 10. Does anybody wish to pull an item from the reports? Seeing none, we'll move on to communications. Number 11, Board of Equalization hearing for the City of Wyoming. I have this down for Mr. McFarland, but it might be Mr. Linwood.
I can take it. I think we're probably both capable on it, but
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. This is just a reminder that we will have the city's equalization hearing coming up. Change, as we discussed this with council previously, that it'll be moving to the Chisago County's Assessor's Office on April 15th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. As council discussed that, the idea was that we would give an opportunity for our residents to have a much broader time to go and attend that, and other than the normal one that would be locally held for a much shorter duration of time, probably for a few hours in the evening. We will be publishing this in the city's official paper, the Chisago County Press, and then we will make some social media posts just to try to raise awareness on this, that there is a change to our residents. So that's it.
All right, any questions from council? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to number 12. Number 12, to consider resolution 260337, a resolution approving an interim conditional use permit for a cannabis microbusiness located at 26615 Fallbrook Avenue. Applicant Hunter Frederickson of True North Holdings LLC and owner Estates Development Corporation. I did let council know that we'll do a roll call vote on this. So.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. This is just a brief presentation to give some background on this particular item. This is for an interim use permit for cannabis microbusiness at 26615 Fallbrook Avenue. Overview, you can see the building there. There's a request for an interim use permit per our ordinance. The applicant requests an interim conditional use to establish a cannabis microbusiness at 26615 Fallbrook Avenue. It is a production site only. There is no retail or public access required, and their hours of operation would be 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Site characteristics, it is 0.96 acres, 1 tax parcel. The property is zoned industrial. You can see that the one industrial building does include parking stalls. Site proposal, the proposed business will occur with an existing industrial building footprint. The building interior includes 7 spaces for storage, cultivation, and security. Stalls and loading area located on the pre-existing paved area on property. Parking, there's 39 spaces, 2 accessible. Water usage would be approximately 1,287 gallons a day, and wastewater usage would be 305 gallons. The city engineer finds that acceptable. Stormwater plan in this instance is not required. The proposed security measures are consistent with the Office of Cannabis Management, restricted access areas, secure storage practices and policies, use of a vault for lock access doors, ingress doors with alarms for employees and deliveries, 24/7 video surveillance, key card access, intrusion detection system, fencing located along the back of the structure on the north side of the property. That was discussed in regards to fencing on the other side, but there is a shared driveway and space, so that would not be allowable for this particular, in this situation, due to the other areas that are utilized by this space. Lighting meets ordinance and illumination standards. They will need lighting cut sheet details. Trash storage enclosed will be screened by 3 walls of masonry bricks along the north lot line. Odor mitigation, carbon filtration, closed loop HVAC systems, HEPA filter, odor absorbing carbon canister, pleated air filter. CUP standards, the use is in conformity with the development policies of the city, will not create excess demand on existing parks, schools, streets, public facilities, utilities, sufficiently compatible with adjacent land. Structure site appearance will not adversely affect adjacent properties. The use is consistent with the purpose in the city ordinance. The use is located, designed, maintained, operated by compatibility intended characteristics of the zoning district. Use will generate little to reasonable traffic without unsafe access. Existing business will not be adversely affected. Establishment of use will not be detrimental to public health, safety, general welfare. Use will not be hazardous to surrounding land use due to pollution, odor, or fumes. Use preserves and incorporates sites' natural and scenic features, and the use will cause minimal environmental adverse effects. IUP standards for the interim use component conforms to zoning regulations. Recommended that IUP be terminated with change of owner, sale of property, or loss of the state license. That would be referring to the user after the individuals that are coming in today that are purchasing the building and are applied for the use. So it would not be pertaining to them. That was something that was brought up at Planning Commission. It'd be for a future user or future sale of property. Permission will not impose additional cost to public. Whether the landowner agrees to the conditions the city council deems appropriate or permission of the use. CUP and IUP PC recommendations. This did change a little bit based from the staff recommendation. That would be for the first one. Development of the site shall comply with all representations of the applicant and the application materials, specifically relating to lighting. The production processing facilities shall install and maintain enhanced ventilation systems designed to prevent detection of odor at or beyond the property line. Water use, employee count up to 5, to provide the proper maintenance of the system to ensure compliance. The property shall comply with all applicable local, state, and federal regulations necessary for operations on a cannabis microbusiness, including meeting all zoning ordinance requirements. The IUP will terminate upon sale of the property, a change in business ownership, or the applicant does not maintain his license to the Office of Cannabis Management. The permit will expire on January 1, 2036. The storage and operations building shall comply with appropriate building code requirements. The applicant will submit a detail sheet of wall-mounted lighting fixtures prior to installation. Planning Commission recommendation. The Planning Commission is recommending approval of the requested interim conditional use permit with the conditions proposed by staff, along with the one change regarding to the odor system that was identified as the first one out of their 5. And with that, staff can stand for any questions.
Okay. Council, let's start with Member Luger, please. Any questions?
I have no questions.
Member Onstad?
Is this the former Regal Machine building?
That is correct.
That's the only question I have.
Okay. Member Yeager?
Actually, no questions on this. I was hearing from people from Grace Church, and honestly, I understand their concerns with the business going close to their church. However, I did look through the findings of fact. There was nothing that I could challenge. So, and it's not like I didn't try to punch a hole or anything, but since you've done this very well and everything is in order, I have no reason to oppose.
Okay. All right. So we need a motion to approve Resolution 260337, a resolution approving an interim conditional use permit for cannabis micro business. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by member Luker, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by member Onstad, roll call, please. Member Yeager?
Aye.
Member Onstad?
Aye.
Member Luker?
Aye.
And Mayor Iverson is no. It does pass. All right, we're going to move on to number 13. That is, by the way, it passed, so there you go. In case you didn't hear me say that. All right, number 13, to consider Resolution 260338, a resolution authorizing the refurbishment and repair of the City of Wyoming aerial fire apparatus by Rosenbauer and Blaine Brothers in the amount of $296,882.99. Chief Bauer, are you gonna redo this, or
Word for word. No,
can hardly wait?
No, I'll just do a brief summary just for
Okay.
the record. As you know, our ladder truck is a 25-year-old piece of equipment that has been on the CIP replacement schedule for 2025. Due to our ongoing projects to get a facility in place, we have, gentlemen, thank you. In the interest of getting the facilities squared away, we have put this off, and we're looking at doing a refurbishment on that at this point. New ladder truck is approximately $1.7 to $2.2 million. We would be looking at moving that down the road to 2035. Essentially, that would take about 3 years from initial design process until delivery. So at this point, we're looking at refurbishing our current piece of equipment. This is important for the service delivery that we provide to our community. It's involved in rescue operations, roof ventilation, especially considering our industrial park area that we have. We want to make sure that we are able to provide this piece of equipment for our fire departments. Blaine Brothers would be doing the initial engine rebuild for a cost of approximately $33,000. That would include the oil pump replacement, oil cooler, radiator replacement, engine block rebuild, and tires and rims. Then once that is completed, we move that to Rosenbauer, who would be doing the refurbishment of the rest of the apparatus, to a total of $263,000. That would essentially be going through top to bottom, everything that's not engine related. We did have the suspension redone last year. That was about a $7,000 cost. This would be going through this piece of equipment from top to bottom, making sure all the seals are replaced, and everything would be brought up to current standards, including lighting. The ladder would be gone through to make sure it meets standards for today. This would include the delivery of the vehicle down. There might be some cost there for our staff to deliver this truck down to Nebraska at some point, but we would manage those internally. Essentially, we're looking at just under $300,000 to have this accomplished, and looking at getting this done, started this fall, so we could maximize the not having this piece of equipment here when we're looking at our remodel for the facility. So we got into much more detail at the work session prior to this, and I'm happy to go through anything that was discussed at that point. Otherwise, I'll answer any questions you may have.
Okay. Chief Bauer, the one question I have is, do I need a special license to drive it to Nebraska? Because I could offer to do that.
Like I mentioned, there's definitely going to be a long list of demand. of who's
I'll be at the
interested.
bottom of
Yeah.
that list. Okay.
Right.
I do want to remind council that this is specifically on the refurb of the fire truck. It's not on anything else, but specifically that. So if you can keep your questions to what we're voting on. So we'll start with Member Onstad, because you haven't started yet tonight. So
No questions.
okay. Member Yeager.
Most of my questions were answered at the work session.
Okay. And Member Luker.
I have no questions.
Okay, and I have none either. So I'll make the first motion to approve the resolution, to approve Resolution 260338, authorizing the refurbishment and repair of the City of Wyoming fire truck. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Member Onstad. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So approved.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so council reports. We will start with Member Onstad.
I have no reports. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Okay. Member Yeager?
No report. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching.
Member Luker?
I attended the work session prior to this meeting.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Thanks for coming out.
We all did. She beat us to it. Okay. I attended the sewer meeting as well, the joint sewer meeting, the work session. I'm missing something in there, but I can't remember what, wasn't there? I'm pretty sure there was something else. League conference. Oh, yeah, yeah. The, how to be a better elected official. Let's just go with that. So we need all the help we can get. And Chief Bauer, how is the raise the money between Forest Lake and Wyoming?
We're really hoping for a great turnout at Bruce's on, I believe, the 24th, if I remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
We'll be doing a food drive that evening. That's usually where we, people are, while they're shopping, will purchase additional items, and then we'll have our reserve officers out there collecting them that night.
Will you have the QR code available too, so people can just do the QR code and?
Yeah, that is
donate?
a little more difficult to track who is getting
Oh,
it. If we're really in this for competition.
We need to
I'll just
know.
say, yeah, right.
Okay, bring cash.
Yes,
In other words,
right.
bring cash if you're not gonna buy food, so. Okay, that sounds great. With that, we need a motion to adjourn at 7:17.
So moved.
We have a motion by Member Luker. Do we have a second? I'll make that second. I'm done. Okay, I'll make the second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?